Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Can you please confirm in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear? Thank you, Avinash, for the confirmation. We'll be starting the webinar shortly in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Right. So, Assalamu alaikum to all of you, and a very good afternoon. I just want you to request if you can kindly let us know in the chat box if you can hear us and see us. Okay. All right. So, thank you very much for joining in, and I welcome you all on behalf of ACCA Pakistan. My name is Almas Sabasli and I'm the Head of Education South. And I welcome you once again for this, the webinar series to start with the first session we are doing for the students who are studying the Strategic Business Leader, which was examined last year in September. Let me share the objective of organizing these sessions with you. We know that SBL is examined by using the 100% integrated case, which means that it assesses the breadth of all the organization's functions, and it mainly assesses the technical capabilities that potential leaders need to demonstrate in senior positions. And at the same time, SBL focuses also on the professional skills and behaviors. Since SBL examination is highly practical in nature, students sometimes in Pakistan may not have the right practical exposure. Therefore, this creates a gap between how student studies and how this is examined. Therefore, in order to reduce this gap, ACCA Pakistan has planned to organize these sessions focusing mainly on the topics of SBL from the practical point of view. And in this first session today, I'm joined by Abu Afzal, who is going to broaden your horizon on the topic of technology and the data analytics, right? And through these sessions, we mainly not want to be teaching you the strategic business leader, which you are being taught in your respective learning organizations. But this session mainly aims at for broadening your horizon because this is of the practical nature syllabus. So this session is going to be of 90 minutes. Before I request Syed Abu Afzal to start presenting his session, I would like to share his brief profile with you. Syed Abu Afzal currently is the Group CFO and Director, Mazik Global Corporation. Afzal is an experienced executive with extensive strategic planning, finance, administration, and information systems experience in wide, diverse global corporate structures. His specialties include strategic planning and execution, finance and accounting management, budgeting and analysis, software, accounting, cash management, joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions, product development, taxation and regulatory compliance and information system. So before Afzal begins, there is some housekeeping announcement I would like to make. If you have any question during this session, please ensure that you type your question into your chat panel, and Afzal would be looking into the question panel time and again, and we'll be happy to respond. With that, I would hand over to Afzal to start the session.
Thanks, Almas. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Almas, for the introduction. I understand the guys can hear me pretty okay. Okay. Let's just kick off this. Okay. Do we need to stop the webcam?
No, I think let's move on with the session.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so the topic for today is technology and data analytics. Okay, and just a minute. We're just kicking off this presentation. Almas has mentioned something around housekeeping and all that you guys can, whatever questions you have, you can just post in the chat window. Okay, we'll try to answer towards the end of this session. Okay, and if there are any questions that are left unanswered, I can share the answers maybe after the call along with the presentation text and all. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining this call. Okay. So the agenda for today is I'll just be keeping like maybe 85 minutes next, talking about the main the main theme today. Okay, and then 5 minutes question and answer. I'll take you through through the modern day business, say, and talking about how industries are transitioning, the business solution that are actually supporting this transition, and then the digital transformation. And then we'll jump into the core of this topic, which is cloud and mobile technology, big data and data analytics. Okay, so before actually jumping into the practical world and all, I just wanna do a quick highlight on the syllabus, okay, that you have all studied so far, must have studied so far, and then we'll actually jump into the presentation just to make sure that we are all aligned. You guys are all aligned on how we are covering the topics, correlating with whatever theories you have studied so far. Okay. So, looking at the syllabus, I understand that that you guys have. Yep. So, looking at the syllabus, I can understand that you guys have the supply chain related materials that you go through, and understanding how the supply chains of organization are being automated. And then how it's helping the organization. There is pretty much about cloud and cloud computing. Okay, big data. You have heard about the risks and benefit. How the disruptions is being taking place in the technology market, and how inefficiency in organizations and in our day-to-day life are being exploited using the technology. And again, the last. I'll just pause for a minute. Okay. There seems to be some technological issues. Just a minute. Can you guys confirm if you guys are able to see the slides? Just post in the window, chat window. Yes, the slides are visible. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think we can move on.
Okay. Okay. So this is pretty much of the syllabus that you guys have covered so far. Okay, and now we'll actually jump into into my course slides that I've prepared for you guys. Okay. So so we are all seeing that industries that we are all seeing are being transitioned using the technology, basically. Okay, and then we know. So, for example, we have healthcare industry, and then the retail industry, the banking industry, manufacturing industry. So, in past we used to have like in the healthcare industry, it was all predictive in nature. Okay, it's like we used to get some tests done, and then our doctors used to tell us about the next step that we need to take. Okay, with new technologies being introduced, okay, and then with some real-time data of maybe of our blood pressures and of our sugar levels and all, we can exactly get alarms. Okay, and that's how the transition is being taking place. Automatically we can get some appointments done, scheduling done as well. In terms of the retail sector, we are seeing that we are moving from one size fits all to a personalized retail concept. In the banking sector, we are seeing that earlier we used to have an 8 hours of 9 hours of banking on a daily basis. Now we are entering into a real-time environment, and it's all due to the technology that we have been equipped with. In the manufacturing, for example, there was a concept, and there was a mainly when it comes to manufacturing, the things that comes to our mind is mainly about the assembly lines and all. Now we are talking about Internet of Things and how devices are being connected, helping organizations improve their performances and improve their operations. Okay. pretty much we have covered this in the slides. Okay, so all these business transitions are coming up with some IT solution that organization needs to have in place. Okay, and it's a quick map of what solutions that organizations are using that are actually helping them in transitioning to a modern world and in an overall digital transformation. So right from your sales function to customer services, marketing area, field service, okay, project service automation, finance and operations, okay, and retail areas and the talent area. Okay, let me just quickly just take a little dive into all of these topics. Yeah. So we all can see that sales function, the overall target for sales is to turn relationship into the sales revenue. Okay, and then with the better use of business solutions, organizations can create some actionable insight. Okay, if organizations are using a sales module, sales software, there are through which they can connect directly with their customers. Okay, so overall relationship will improve. Okay, an organization can manage the sales performance and the overall sales productivity of their resources. Okay, in terms of customer service, organizations are providing some service desk solution to their users and to their customers. Okay, and then through these solutions, the customer can directly log any of the requests, support requests that they have. Okay, marketing solutions are being used by the marketing function of the organization, and then they can run all sort of marketing campaign, all sort of digital campaign, keeping a track of all the marketing budget that have been assigned to the marketing function. Okay, and we see organizations using the field service modules as well. So for example, a utility company like an electricity provider, a gas provider, they're providing their technicians handheld devices through which they can go door to door, record all the data that they want to capture, okay, and then provide all the services that they need to provide to their customers. Okay, and then there's project service automation modules that the organization are using, that is helping them aligning their resources and aligning their delivery of the projects that their organizations are delivering. Okay, and then finance and operation modules that organization are using. I'll just take a little more deep dive into finance and operations into the next slides. Okay, the retail modules that our organizations are using, that are helping them maybe managing the loyalty, overall the loyalty programs. Okay, engaging with the retailers, engaging with the shoppers. Okay, and then at the end, to our organization are using HR modules, commonly known as the talent modules, to attract the quality of resources, and then onboard them. All the interviews and everything is being done online using these modules. Okay. And then and all these business solutions, we can access all these business solution from cloud. We don't need to have these solutions installed in our system. We can just go on a browser, use these solutions. Okay, we can count on these solutions for our compliances. Okay, just to make sure that we stay compliant in terms of data and other compliances all the time. Okay, jumping onto the into more into details of the software modules for relating to finance and operation that organization use. Okay, so basically the reason why I'm going into the depth of these modules in the software solution, because these are the solutions that are helping organization smoothen their operations and run effectively. Okay, and in the meantime, the organization have a learning that they have taken on in the last years. Okay, and they have all the data available in their solutions, and based on that particular data, they're actually transitioning from into a modern way of doing work. Okay, So the software modules that are typically used by the finance and operations function, okay? So it actually start with the overall organization structure. Usually an organization may have a parent company, okay, and then maybe 6-7 subsidiaries, 6-7 different divisions, the cost center, profit centers. The overall software is actually configured in a way that when you enter any transaction in your GL, the transaction captures all the particular information, all these particular information that a particular transaction belongs to a particular company, okay, to a particular profit center or cost center, to a particular manager and all, so that when the data and all the data is there in your system, okay, then you will be actually able to use that data to perform any analytics, to perform any report that you want to do for your management, okay. So there's this main reason for all organization actually basing whatever the organization is structure, their organization follow, they actually configure in a software solution. That's a primary way of getting and keeping all the data, okay. And then in terms of core financial solution, organization use the general ledger solutions, our account receivable, payable, bank reconciliation, all these being done automatically through the system, okay. And then organization have these procure to pay solution, okay, just to make sure, just to do all these vendor related payment and doing all sort of procurement. Some quote to cash function, which mainly includes our sales module, and then some supply chain management related module that organization use to ensure the right from the raw material to the final delivery of product to the end user, okay. They actually all manages everything within their software solutions, okay. And then the manufacturing module that organization use for managing their overall production facilities and all, okay. And then over all these industries like maybe manufacturing, distribution, retail, service, public sector, all use generic sort of generic modules, but they may have some specific solution needs. They can just get it developed on their own and buy some other solutions as well, okay. So let's just move on to the next slides. Let me see if we have any questions in here. Okay, we're all good. Okay, so let me just keep an eye on the times as well. Okay. Yeah, so using all these business software solutions, okay, and then the data which we are all capturing, it's all helping us move toward a digital transformation, okay. When we talk about digital transformation, we have our customers, we have employees, we have different operations that are running within the organization, and we have products that we produce for our customer, okay. And then we want to just make sure that that all these 4 pillars of customers, employees, product, and operations are all connected, okay. And they're all working in within an efficient manner, okay. So we can see that while all these pillars are in place, okay, there is a data thing. Yeah, you can see that there is data that is being accumulated, okay. And then all the at every step in all our engagement with our customers, with our employees, okay, we are just capturing all this data into our system, okay. And that will become a bigger part of our data that we can ultimately utilize for running all sort of analytics, okay. We can see that because each organization has their specific needs, okay, and then they have their own sort of way of looking at the data and bringing intelligence into that data. So your business solutions are actually not only the business solution, the other solutions as well, which the organization use, maybe the collaboration solution or other solution, is actually providing you all the data that you need to look into, okay. And then not only the internal organization data, you can also fetch data from an outside world, maybe from Google Analytics or any sort of data to make sure that you're running all sort of analytics which you want and which you need to run in an organization. Okay, and then based on the analytics that you are actually running, you can just some sort of an actionable insights, create some actionable insights. Okay, and then based on which you can take some actions for correction or maybe for some improvements that you need. Okay, so as we are moving towards the toward business solutions, okay, uh, so for example, I started my studies somewhere in the year 2000. Even at that point, we had a IT course that our teachers used to taught. Even like 19-20 years back, we used to they used to teach about all these ERPs, the band softwares, and all these software were in place in past as well. Okay, so what difference the current softwares and the current technology is making? Okay, so the difference that is all making is mainly around like the things are becoming modern. Okay, there is a unified way of capturing data, and there is a way of intelligence. Since all data is there is an intelligent way of analyzing the data, and then we are actually moving towards in a way that we are making our business solutions more adaptable. Okay, we'll be just going through each of these four things: modern, unified, intelligent, adaptable, in the next slides. Okay, so you can see when I say that with this overall digital transformation is actually coming because we are actually moving towards a modern age. You can see that our business are literally like we are managing our business on the mobile phones. Okay, there's a huge involvement of social media in our personal lives and in our business lives. Okay, we can see that we can see that a mixed reality, the virtual reality, the VR glass concepts, okay, is played very heavy. Maybe not in maybe not in Pakistan, but in other developed countries, people are heavily using this mixed reality function. The whole healthcare is actually moving towards a virtual mixed reality version, where a doctor is sitting in, for example, in Pakistan, and doing some operations. Okay, he can get consultation from a doctor sitting in UK maybe. Okay, and then we can see that there are modular ways available, modular sub modules available that are specific to your own needs. You guys may have heard about like there is a way of selecting a software. You can go for an already available solution. You can go for a bespoke solution, but there are other ways as well. Organizations like SAP, Oracle, Microsoft has literally come up with state-of-the-art business solutions. Okay, but there are some specific needs of the organization that are actually not catered by these solutions. Okay, so these organizations have the capabilities now that they can just come up with their own piece of the solution on their own. Okay, yeah, and then so that was a modern concept of doing business, and we are actually moving towards a direction that I'm explaining you guys that the business software solution that you guys have been using are moving towards a modern age. We are touching a cloud and mobile computing era. Okay, and then next come the unified processes and data. Okay, so you know that all of the working that I've been doing in our organization, for example, the business solutions that we use. Okay, excuse me. So the business solutions that we use, okay, so we discuss about different modules the organizations are working on, and then these modules are giving us different sort of data. So for example, in an organization that is mainly focusing on freight, they have all their shipments data available in their database. Okay, they can easily see where different shipments are at a given point, where their particular shipment is available. If a shipment is coming from UK to Pakistan, they can in a real-time basis they can say where is that? Is it on a Persian Gulf, or where is that? Okay, and in terms of like there is a huge support case data available. Organizations like, for example, K Electric in Pakistan, or maybe Orient Energy, Orient Electronics. Okay, they have huge collaboration happening between their technical teams and their end users, where the end users are submitting their technical requests, their warranty requests, and all. Okay, so all this particular data relating to customer and their different queries they are raising is actually going into the system that an organization can actually use at a different time. Okay, and then all the data when it's there, for example, organization have been accumulating data over the period of last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Okay, now it comes to doing some financial forecast, maybe some budgeting and all. Okay, based on all the data that if they accumulated, they can just do the forecast on the go. Okay, and these business solutions are literally providing the features that you can literally do these forecasts on the go, provided you have the data. Okay, and then in terms of sales and marketing function, we can create leads, we can create customer contact, potential lead contacts. Okay, we can create those lead contact with their Facebook profile if the customer or the prospects allow. We can create that with LinkedIn, and then we can get automatically feed in into how our prospects, what our prospects are doing, what they are buying, and all these data since it's out of the system. Okay, but if different organization like LinkedIn and all these allows us, we can fetch that data into the system. We can literally we can study their behavior. Okay, and then we can just take actions, maybe some launch marketing campaigns and all. Okay, so into the next slides. Okay, so we talked about business solution, but within organization there is a huge involvement of collaboration tools as well. Okay, and then this may be Microsoft Office that we use, that gives us access to Microsoft Outlook, doing all sort of emails, meeting invites, and then Microsoft Word that can help using Word we just do some documentation, PowerPoints and all. So this particular, because if in a given day, okay, a person time that he spends is mostly on the laptop machines. Okay, and he's actually using other than the business solution, he actually most of the time he's either on the Outlook working on some Word document and all these documents, and then it's literally not like that we are just using the documents. Okay, there's a complete analytics that has been happening on the back these days. For example, Microsoft has an Office 365, and then towards the end of the week, for example, I'll be showing my analytics at the end of this at the end of the presentation, just to show that what is actually how much time did I got, how much time I spent on meeting and all these stuffs. Okay, so this was about the collaboration tools that are on, and then the professional networking tools. So mainly HR these days, when I talked about talent, the HR solution, when they want to attract, they want to add some new hiring. Okay, they usually go onto the LinkedIn, first identify what sort of individuals that they are looking for before actually doing some job posting. They can actually pinpoint the individuals that are relevant fit for them. They can apply. They can just post a job online, and then people start applying. Okay, but all of the people's data they can bring into their system and do all sort of analytics that they want to do. Okay, and they will literally not have to do it again in their system. Okay, and then any organization can come up with their own solution. For example, in healthcare organization, it's a specific and a specialized industry. They can create all sort of business solutions, all sort of specific features that they want to work on. They can create if the standard business solution is not offering these solutions to them. Okay, so just give me. Okay, so using all these solutions that we use in our day-to-day office life, okay, it's not only helping us perform better in our organization, it also helps organization run their operations in a smooth manner. And while we do all these working, we actually are creating a lot of data, okay, that at a later point we can just analyze, okay, in an intelligent manner. Okay, so you can see in the slide that there is no we're not talking about the intelligent way. Okay, you can see in this line that the data was like literally in a hodgepodge manner is available in this system. You need to arrange the data in whatever way that is it is required. Okay, and then yeah, and then just create some reasoning on, for example, organization has their specific KPIs that they have to monitor. Okay, and then they have their own business challenges. Okay, maybe some industry trends that have been changing. They want to see where they are actually going in compared with the NS industry. They want to actually, each organization actually do some thought on their own, identifying what sort of analysis, okay, that they want to do, because now they have the data available in-house and the data that is available out there in the market as well. Okay, based on all their all this, what they actually want to do from the data and what are the KPIs and different things they want to see, they can come up with intelligent insights. Okay, and then there are so we talked about all these. There are solutions that are available. Okay, so there are different BI solutions that will actually show you of different insight, of different analytics that you can do. Okay, and then based on these analytics you can take some actions. The actions can be it can be like focusing more on a particular product that the organization is working on based on the feedback that the customer is receiving, and if you can align yourself with whatever the market is going, you can again take a specific action that are necessary for your organization. Okay, and then the last part is adaptable. So we actually started with I started actually with the talking about the business solution. I'm saying that business solution has been there since like ages. Okay, but what's new that is happening into the business world is that solutions are becoming modern. Okay, solutions are becoming intelligent. Okay, solutions are becoming unified in nature, and the solutions are becoming adaptable. Okay, adaptable. The organizations are provided with these technology providers like Microsoft, SAP, and Oracle. They are providing these organization tons of ways through which they can just do some on the go modification into their solutions, making sure that their solution actually fulfills all their operations, and they are actually not just complying with whatever is there, working on whatever is there available in the solution. They can always make any changes that they want to make into the solution. Okay. Okay, I'll just take a little pause here. Okay, let's see if we have posted, if you guys have posted any questions and all. If you guys have any question, you can definitely post in here. I just want to check on the time as well. Just give me 2 minutes. 30. Okay. Questions. You guys can push any questions that you have. Okay. I think I'm actually going a little ahead of time, so I think we can have many questions right now. Just a minute. So far, 3-4 questions have been posted. You guys are more than welcome to just post any question you want. So, as a finance professional with wide exposure, what is your opinion integrating learning of software modules in course curriculum of professional, learning of software modules in course curriculum of professional? What is disruptive technology? So, we have one question from Avinash here. Okay. So as a finance professional with wide exposure, what is your opinion on integrating the learning of software modules in course curriculum of professional qualification, yes, it's actually I can say there is definitely the need of the market right now. Okay, and that's mainly because it's mainly because, you know, when I'm saying that we have standard solutions available out there in the market. Okay, um, available out there in the market, like for example, from Oracle, SAP, and Microsoft. Wherever you go in some reasonable size organization, you'll see these sort of solutions, and these are the when a finance professional like ACCA fresh ACCA affiliate goes into the market. Okay, they will just like right from the first day they may be able to use they are actually required to use their software modules. Okay, and it actually takes about like maybe sometime 4 to 6 weeks of training that a person has to go through to start using a particular module. They may a particular module, maybe for example, if a person has been into an account receivable module, he actually needs to understand of different features that, and then how to perform different activities in this software account receivable module. So so definitely there is a great need. Okay, so and then you're asking that course curriculum. Yes, course curriculum people organization like ACCA can add. Okay, but I would suggest that students needs to actually look beyond their course curriculum. Okay, so they can actually go into different software vendors website. There is a tons of data that is available that they can use, definitely in a classroom teaching manner. Like different modules that are available, you can just go and you can just prepare yourself. Okay, for example, Microsoft, you can go to Microsoft website, you can get access to the free solution. All these training materials are available there. It's huge tons of material that is available in the YouTube. You can excel yourself. Okay, I think if it's taking time and bringing all these learning software details in your course curriculum, then definitely you can just go some other routes and get your understanding done. Okay, the other question is, what is disruptive technology? Okay, so yeah, it's an interesting question. And basically around disruption, the way I actually explain to people, so there are actually inefficiencies that are available in the market. Okay, and then we have technology as well. Okay, so making use of these technology to exploit the inefficiency. Okay, so that's mainly around disruptive technology. So just a few examples. So we have these car companies, taxis and all, working across the globe like 6-7 years back, and everyone was happy. And then there came companies like Uber and Careem. Okay, so they literally did nothing. There were inefficiencies in the market. That the taxi drivers were sitting idle sometime. The end consumer were actually waiting for their taxis while the taxis were were actually available on the next street. Okay, so they came up with a technology using geolocation. There's a core thing behind Uber and Careem. They use technology using geolocation. They connected the drivers and the end user, the commuters. Okay, and that's how they are actually exploiting the technology. And you can see that at the end, no one is at a loss. Okay, the drivers these days are making much better money than they were doing in past. Our cost of these fares have gone down, and then that's the disruption. That's this disruption that we are seeing. And then we have these technologies coming in the financial services business. We all have been hearing about the overall fintech, and it's definitely all about bringing disruption into the finance market. Okay, the access of fund, like for example, we know that in past opening a bank account was a challenging task, maybe 3-4 visits that you need to do to a bank. Now this can be done in like literally like 10 minutes, all because since all the data is already available in the banking system, outside the banking system, that banks can access. Okay, for example, if you're living in Pakistan, the banks, if they want, they can access, if they have an agreement with the respective government organization, they can access data from the FBR, from the state bank, from the Nadra maybe, okay, and then the bank accounts they can just open at the go, okay. So I think I answered this disruptive technology thing. Then the question is, which BI analytic apps are cost effective? Okay, which BI analytic apps are cost effective? There are a couple of apps available. Maybe ClickView, Power BI from Microsoft. Okay, I think this Power BI for Microsoft seems to be is cost effective. I think $9 per month is the typical charge. If the organization is using other Microsoft technologies, then it's a built-in feature. They can just connect their BI platform with their backend Microsoft technologies, and that's how they can just run all sort of analytics. Okay. Yeah, for SMEs and large organization, I think the answer is, can you please talk about big data? Okay, big data is like I actually covered like all the data that you have been capturing in your software solutions. Okay, I can just quickly go back and just. Yeah. So big data, there are two things in the big data. I'll be taking you through a few practical examples later on, but there's data that organizations that are themselves developing, and then there is data that is available out there in the market. Okay, all the consumer related data they can get from different social networks. Okay, for example, if the organization is using and getting access to the geolocation, for example, organization is accessing the geolocation of their consumer. For example, if they are for example, Daraz or Kareem or Uber, they usually have access to the geolocation, and there's a huge lot of data. That, for example, if I'm an Uber user or Kareem user, my overall geolocation is being captured. Where am I traveling? Okay, so for example, literally, like for example, I'm an Uber user sometimes. So when I go to UK, I immediately get notification from them, Uber, about the Uber rates and about the policies, different policies specific to UK. Okay. Can you please explain a little bit about blockchain and initial coin offering in a practical scenario? Oh, yes. I don't have much experience about, and I've not studied much on this initial coin offering, but blockchain blockchain is still some practical scenarios. Okay. So basically there are data that is available with multiple organizations that the organization cannot share with each other. Okay, and then they can just do some codification into that. Okay, so for example, I know of one of the things that is happening these days in higher education in Pakistan. So for example, if you are a graduate and you want to have your degrees attested, okay, it's a hell of a task. You need to go to HEC, your respective educational institutions, in a couple of 3 or 4 places. Okay, but there is a thing happening that all these organizations are actually providing their data and syncing their data. Not actually each other can see the data in a manner, because it's a encrypted manner. Okay, and then automatically, because the data is already sitting there with the higher education, with your universities. Okay, so they can just they can cross check their data and automatically verify if it's if your degree is registered or not. The other way the organization are using this blockchain is in terms of different property related documentation and all. Okay, all these development authorities are using the blockchain. One of the example of the blockchain is in the healthcare, maybe, is of a health insurance premium. Okay, So health insurance claims, for example, in Pakistan, it's a relatively simple process. In countries like North America and US, it's a insurance claim is a bit complicated. A person needs to pay certain part, the government needs to pay certain part, and all these things. And there's a whole algorithm that is involved. When people do these claims, they need to have a huge organization relating to claims management. There are organizations that are working in a direction that all the data that is already there in this in the system of a hospital, of an insurance company, okay, and in the government data, all the data have been becoming part of a single, not a single database, okay, but in a blockchain manner, they can just quickly sync up and then just do some calculation, and all these claims can happen at a claim processing can happen on the go. Okay, yeah, and two practical question about job saving. What is the future of audit in an era of artificial intelligence? It's becoming tough. People, auditors need to make sure that they're fully equipped and if they have full understanding of the technology. Okay, and then it's sort of like for example, when we used to do audits like 15 years back, okay, there's a audit was all about maintaining things on Excels, okay, doing audit and everything. But with this artificial intelligence, all these, we can see, we can go to literally go to the websites of PwC or Deloitte and all these big organizations. You can see how they are actually using artificial intelligence, okay, and automating their own way of doing audit practice, okay, and then how they are actually moving forward. So overall, I see that when in past, when an audit, where an audit could take maybe 2 months of time, and the time will shorten. The life of auditors are going to be easy in future. The more they will use technology, the more easier it will be for them. To what extent can RPA prove to be effective in finance profession? I'll be touching that in my later slides. I think, yep, good. I think we have to, if there are no answers, so Mas, do you have any questions that you want to ask, or anything where you want me to go in more in deep?
Yeah, I think so far the questions are going pretty astute, pretty smart questions are being asked. So I think let's continue with the content you have.
Perfect. So just to sum up, so what we have, just to sum up with what we have, how I have moved you guys. So I've just, so far I've just literally talked about actual what organizations are doing in real life, how they are using business solutions, how they are using collaboration solutions, social network solutions, like for example LinkedIn, okay, and then overall, literally the organization these days are blessed in a way that they have all these state-of-the-art software solutions, okay, there are state-of-the-art software solutions that are available, okay, and then that is helping them run their operations in an effective manner, coming up and recording all the data they need for future analysis. They are connecting and syncing with external data, okay, relating to their consumer behavior, for example, relating to the overall market feedback on their products and all, okay. Let's just move into the next slides. So we have two topics left. One is the cloud and mobile technology, and the other is big data. Okay. Both these topics I'll be talking mostly on this real life examples. Okay. I have few videos that I can share as well. I think before going into that direction, I just like to just run a quick videos. Just a quick video, and let me know if you guys can see it. I've just selected one video, okay, how organizations are actually running their operations. So, excuse me, it's basically a case study of an organization using an ERP solution. It's a It's a company in the food industry. It will take about 2 minutes so that you can see that how organizations are using technology, not only to smooth their operations, but actually grow as well. Okay.
Chobani's a yogurt company headquartered in upstate New York. Started with 5 people in 2005, and we have 2,200 today around the world.
We continue to work on that crafted, perfect, pure, authentic cup of yogurt every day.
Mommy will tell a story early on that when he spoke to the fruit vendors and he asked them for peaches, they were surprised that he asked for real peaches. Today, everything that we do is looking for real fruit, real ingredients, and the things that we use.
Nothing but good. Nothing but good quality product. That's what we want to deliver. But it goes beyond that. It goes into our lifestyles. And with that attitude and that passion, you'd be shocked at what you can accomplish. Being a startup company, Chobani had very limited IT systems. We pretty much ran everything off Excel spreadsheets.
In a rapidly changing environment, the biggest challenge that you have is actually managing change, managing growth. The Microsoft Dynamics is allowing us to bring everybody together cohesively.
To really collaborate across departments. It doesn't matter if we're in Australia, it doesn't matter if we're in Twin Falls, it doesn't matter if we're in New York. All that data is real-time available to make business decisions. We use Dynamics AX for our supply chain management, our financial management, our warehouse management. We use CRM to manage all of our other relationships, whether it's business to business, business to consumer, or business to employee.
When it comes to the consumer, we really have, I think, unparalleled connection. We had tremendous success for 3 years without ever running an advertising campaign. And it's because we were immensely connected with the consumer all along. When you come to Chobani, you realize that you have an opportunity to have your hands on the clay, something that you don't have in too many places. And if you can take that as a great value and take that as a reward and realize that this is all worth it because you're really changing lives, the impact, it's dramatic. There's no doubt about it.
It is a family. We truly are a family, and that's who we are.
Yep. The idea was not to sell Microsoft Dynamics. It was mostly around just to showing you. I've just taken you through different solutions and then practically shown what an end user, a customer, in fact, a customer. The user of a business solution, they're actually telling us all about like how they are effectively using running their operations, whether it comes to business to business relation, business to consumer, business to employee relationship. Everything is being managed, okay? And then the real-time data they mention about like they're sitting in New York, okay, and then they have facilities working in Australia and different geographies across the globe, and then then how they are actually working in a real-time manner with their counterparts, okay? So yeah, just going back to the slides, okay. So basically around cloud and mobile computing, okay. Yeah, cloud and mobile computing. So in a theoretical manner, what it is all about, like we used to use our laptops, our desktops to access our softwares, okay, and then cloud and mobile technology is helping us moving away from that model. We still use our laptops for accessing our software solutions, but but through the use of cloud, we don't need to actually install the complete software, okay. We can go into the browsers, okay, for example www.dynamics.com, and then start accessing our software solutions, okay, that are configured to our need, that are actually being used by our organization, okay. And then earlier it was, you might have heard about this, the organization need to have big physical servers, and then they have all these terminals like laptops and desktop machine across their organization connected in with LANs, and that they have to have like a big software and big rooms and the physical servers. Their laptop and desktop machines need to have some higher higher speeding and higher speeds in all higher configurations because of the softwares needs to be installed in their system. Now everything is gone. You actually just need to use a basic laptop with basic features to use all these state-of-the-art software solutions. Okay, and that's all. The technology is helping us all. Okay, and then you don't need to actually you can just go on browsers and use these solutions. The benefits are that collaboration is extremely easy on cloud. Data sharing is easy. Scaling up and down mean you can add an organization can add users on the go. If they need particular speeding capacity, storage, they can just add storage and reduce the storage capacity whenever they want. They don't need to manage a huge disaster recovery team, the backups team, because on cloud, for example, Microsoft Azure, everything is literally automatic. Okay, so when you buy a software, when you buy a subscription for these from these technology vendors for the solutions, they actually provide some backup and disaster recovery features as well, and overall the security is way improved. Okay, it does have risk like reliance on your service providers, regulatory risk, unauthorized access, but again when taking a decision on which cloud organization and cloud product that you are going for, an organization need to actually do some due diligence on these on their service providers. Okay, and then there are regulatory risks as well. For example, there are countries in the Middle East region, they don't want their data to go out of their country, so they are been asking these big companies to create some data centers within their regions. There are companies in, for example, because these companies that we know, Microsoft, for example, they have because the data we are talking about is actually being stored somewhere. So they have data centers across the globe in all these regions. They may not have in a particular location, so the organization need to make sure that their data actually sits and stored in the nearest location, so that overall capacity, say data availability and overall speed is they get the right speed on as well. So let's jump into the real world example. Okay, or relating to cloud and mobile technology. So we're not talking anything new. All of the business solutions we have discussed so far, okay, all of the business solutions that we have discussed so far, we will yeah, all the business solutions that we have discussed so far in the collaboration and collaboration tool we have discussed so far, organizations are providing ways to access it, and another one way is to access all these through apps. Okay, and then organizations are taking their data from their own data center to Azure and all. So in the next few slides, I'll talk about chatbots as well. Excuse me, I'll talk about some robotic process automation as well. The next slides, just looking at the time, it's about 3. Let's go. Okay, I think a few people just let me do the question. I can hear you, I can't hear you. Oh, so can you guys just confirm if you guys are able to hear me, because someone said that he cannot hear me. I think it was just an issue with some one person. Okay, so cloud and mobile technology in the real world. Okay, so people living in Pakistan or maybe so we have like we will talk about e-commerce apps that are available out there in the market. Okay, we have Careem, even though Careem is an e-commerce app. Okay, but they actually are a big consumer of cloud. Okay, Amazon Web Service Cloud. Okay, so we'll be looking at the Careem case study from a perspective of how Careem is actually using the cloud to run their operation in a most effective and the most optimized manner. Okay, we'll quickly see a chatbot that organization, like this is just a chatbot which we have created ourselves, and then some robotic process automation, and then in the end I have something like and then office collaboration, how Accenture is actually using Microsoft Office 365 So better collaborating among their employees and all. Okay, so let's go into the next slide of e-commerce app. Yep. So we have this, we talked about all these business solutions. When it comes to these cloud and mobile technology e-commerce app, for example, Daraz and Food Panda. So at the back end, they are definitely using the complete business solutions. Okay, these particular apps like Daraz and Food Panda are just the front end. Okay, are just a mobile app which is actually connected on the back with your core business solutions and all. This actually helps the users to just place their orders and get all the data they want to access. And by doing that, organization are getting all sort of information about about organizations geolocation and any other activity that that a person is doing using his mobile, subject to if is authorized these particular apps provided to access his personal data and all. Okay. And then we have this e-procurement related stuff. So e-procurement is it's a bit of challenge. Okay. And then within e-procurement there are e-sourcing involved. Okay. And then purchasing is involved, and then the payments. Okay. So organization has come up with their own overall procurement part. So for example, I'm a hospital. Okay, I can just connect my procurement e-procurement module with that of my with that of my suppliers. I can get the overall product catalog displayed into my system. For example, if an organization have multiple vendors they work with for a particular thing, I can just bring in the catalogs, I mean like all the products that our vendors provide. I can bring in all the products from that vendor and then show it into my system, because my organization maybe have like 5,000 employees working in different locations across the globe. We are working with one vendor who has multiple offices. Okay, so we need to make sure that, for example, if we are buying a X product and we finding it good in a particular country, okay, and if the same product is being bought in another country, so the users, my users, can actually see that what sort of, for a particular product. So for example, we have a healthcare organization and there is something allergen or ophthalmology device, like something for checking your eyes. Okay, so they can just see that what type of devices are best fit for the organization, what other vendors are working with organization, other users within my organization have bought so far. So everything is automated. Okay, I can just create the request online. My manager can approve online the complete workflow that we have studied and that the organizations follow. It's all automated. Everything can be done through the procurement app. These e-procurement related stuff, for example, this is part of the core business solutions. Okay, but an organization may have some different sort of procurement nature and all. They can come up with their specific e-procurement app. Okay, but that's how organization making lives easier. So the next we have this cloud and mobile technology. So the thing with Kareem is, for example, Kareem is maybe at any given point in Pakistan or in maybe in Middle East, Kareem may have like 50,000 cars running on roads. Okay, serving maybe around 100,000 or 50,000 of their riders. Okay, so the technology is become a key. They cannot afford any breaks or any stoppage in their services. So when it comes to hosting all their particular software within their own data centers and then providing connecting their users from their data center, there becomes a challenge and there are risks involved. That's the main reason why Kareem has actually moved. As they grow, they actually move from their own data center, to the Amazon Web Services. There is a case study available. I'll just take you through. This is a 2 minutes case study. Okay. You can just focus and see how organizations are using cloud.
Kareem fastest growing technology company in the Middle East.
3.5
We've been
minutes.
growing 10 times per year for the past 3 years. That's 1,000 times over the past 3 years. And that would not have been possible had we not been working very closely with AWS on our infrastructure. Careem is the leading car booking service in the broader Middle East. We are operating in more than 40 cities in 11 countries, from Morocco in the west all the way to Pakistan in the east. And basically, we allow customers to easily book a car using their mobile phone, and a captain will show up in a car and take you wherever you need to go. Careem has seen enormous growth. We have been able to scale that fast, partly thanks to Amazon Web Services. One small EC2 machine and a small RDS instance running. And then we've been growing rapidly. And that means that we have expanded quite rapidly our usage of AWS. We now have more than 5.
Sorry.
EC2 and Elastic, including the web server, Lambda, and other. And using from the more basic services such as EC2, S3, RDS, DynamoDB, but more recently also been using AWS Lambda and other more mature services. All our applications and services, including the web servers, the API services, the backend applications, it's all hosted on AWS 100%. We use AWS EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk services to host the API servers that our applications talk to fetch upfront ETA, as well as make the booking and take the trip.
So all these technical jargons, you need not to be worried, or it's just to show you how they are actually using the cloud in running their operations, their development, whether they do and how they're connecting with their end consumers. Okay.
These services in turn queue the jobs to the SQS service, and then again the workers that process those jobs are also running on EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk. The location updates from the captains as well as the consumers go into queues hosted on SQS and processed by the workers running on EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk. Our user and captain models, as well as the locations, are stored in a relational.
So imagine a situation if Careem had not been using this state-of-the-art cloud solution. Okay, if there is a glitch happen, maybe a 5 seconds delay or 5 minutes delay, their whole services that they are working will just stop working.
Databases running on AWS RDS and Aurora. AWS Enterprise support has been instrumental in our ability to re-architect for bigger scale as well as to provide new features. They are available 24/7, both in case of architectural guidance or in case of any incidents or issues that we might have in our infrastructure. Our philosophy when it comes to building Careem is that we should focus on the things that we can do best. And that means how can we get the car in the fastest possible way to you across the border region. AWS has allowed us to focus on building and operating those applications as opposed to investing on physical infrastructure or even the OpEx.
So we're a bit short of time. I think we're more towards moving more sort of technical in that. So I'll just move back to my presentation. Okay. So we touch base on Careem Cloud. Okay, and then just to show you, so organizations are using chatbots. They've actually provided apps to their, for example, a hospital can provide apps to their patients. Okay, and then through the apps, rather than calling the hospitals and talking about different specialty and all, asking about doctors, they can actually use the chatbot and take the appointments and then set the appointments on. This is a running chatbot. Okay, you can see in the screen, it's a running chatbot. That's how organizations are doing. You can use these sort of for your maybe an HR function can use. For example, you want to ask about the leaves status and all. You don't need to always go to the HR department or maybe check your portal. You can just enter your HR chatbot and then ask for the leave. They'll get because the data is already there in the system. Okay, so data is already there in the system, and then the chatbot will automatically fetch data into the system. That's what the chatbot is doing here right now. Okay, and then they will just provide any information which you want. For example, we can create a chatbot. Okay, any given day, I don't need to go into the system and see how many purchase order I need to approve. I can go there and I can just type how many purchase order I need to approve. Okay, and they will identify. They'll give my 5 purchase order need to approve. I can ask, are there any points identified that I need to be looking into? Or it's a simple, straightforward approval. If there are no points, I can just approve it right from my chatbot. So you can see that a person has just successfully set his appointment with a doctor. Okay, that's it. Let's just move to the next slide. Robotic process automation. So chatbots, we have been hearing a lot in the market. That's why I actually wanted to show you a real demo of what the chatbots are going to do. Okay, and then we have this robotics process automation that we are all hearing. This is one of the RPA map. I have used it from the ICW CPD materials. Okay, so robotic process automation, there are many functions within the organization: the financial accounting, management accounting, governance control, product control, tax and all. Okay, all these functions can use robotics process automation, but there are certain functions in which we can there are most opportunities to use robotic process automation, there are certain functions where we cannot use the robotic process automations. Okay, for example, the business change oversight, okay, exception handling, we cannot do the robotic process handling in that, but there are certain areas which are where robotic process automation is a natural need. For example, in your transaction processing, if you want to process a purchase order, for example, in which we don't have any it's a straightforward purchase order, all the limits have been approved, it's a one-time purchase and all, you can just create a process automation for that. For example, bank reconciliation, we all know it's a very simple thing. A person doing a bank reconciliation actually needs to open up his bank statement, he needs to open up his cash ledger, and then just do the bank reconciliation manually. Why we spend our precious time doing all the thing when which a robot can do? Okay, so that's how people have come up with the videos with the robotic process automation tools for that. Just to show you how a bank reconciliation RPA works. Okay, I just googled it and I got it online. Okay, it's a robotic process automation from UiPath. It's one of the leading organization. It will just show you how a bank reconciliation is happening. Okay, so the reason why I'm going into all these things, just to show you, actually you must have been hearing and learning about these things, about key points and all, but then it will take a lot of time to just go into the real world and see. But I've just arranged few of the real world examples so that you can just get a quick understanding. So basically all this is happening. You can just literally set a scheduler. So the scheduler can be like, for example, when you know that typically banks usually provide their bank statements on the 4th of the month of the next month. Okay, so you know then by the 4th of the month you will get the bank statement. Someone will you will get the bank statement, and at a certain time, maybe at night time, this reconciliation process will happen, so that the reconciliation manager coming in the morning, he will see that all reconciliation being done automatically. Okay, the final result will only be available to the managers. Okay, so all these things that are happening will just happen on the back end. did you just see that? Okay, when all is done, I think I saw a little window here. Yeah, that email being sent automatically to someone in your organization that a reconciliation report is done. Yeah, and that's it. That was a running robot that you have seen, that all bank reconciliation organization is getting done. And then we have this office collaboration, cloud and mobile technology. Okay, those who are actually working in the real world, they can see that there's it's very complex to just collaborate all the time with your colleagues. For example, there is a Microsoft Word file that one person is working on, the other one wants to work simultaneously. Okay, so using all these cloud and mobile technology, the life is becoming easier. Okay, in a way that you can have a OneDrive access, Google Drive access. You can place all your drives there. Multiple people can access the files from there. They can make changes. The changes will automatically be updated in a single document. Accenture is one of the leading organization, and they are heavily using and one of the most heavy user of this of OneDrive and Microsoft Office 365, and that's how what they're saying about their use of Office 365 and the cloud technology and then the mobile technology.
Accenture's mission is to drive digital transformation for our clients. We operate across industry, across the globe, in an era of massive acceleration in technology. We have over 400,000 people. The workforce has changed. We are 75% millennial. Office 365 has always been and continues to be a rich source of integrated products that empower the digital worker. They're looking for ways to collaborate. OneDrive has been massive in the cultural shift to the cloud, and I used to see it not just as a backup solution. It is a way of liberating the data from the laptops, but it's a way of working and innovating in the cloud first and putting that data on multiple devices. It's made the laptops that much more disposable, candidly, because the data is in the cloud and we can refresh and provision that data. Windows 10, OneDrive in parallel have really accelerated the digital proposition. The way we undertake work across Accenture and across time zones has really changed. And OneDrive and other capabilities is really at the heart of that. We don't have to transfer big PowerPoint files in email. We don't have to communicate via email and in a batch and old-fashioned way. They're in a virtualized project environment, and we get a lot more done a lot more quickly. I'm delighted to be the biggest OneDrive in the world. We're well in excess of a petabyte and still growing. At Accenture, we're excited about the future. We believe we're at the very leading edge of keeping both ourselves and our clients totally relevant, totally secure, and totally pivoted into the new digital world.
I think people working in audit and assurance divisions or in all these big four, all these are audit firms, and can easily correlate to this case study of Accenture. Okay, so we just have like 10 minutes left. We'll just jump into big data and data analytics. Okay, it's a big topic, but we have already covered most of the part in the earlier slides. Okay, so we have seen that we have gathered all the organization's data. We have the data. We are fetching the data from outside of their organization, making the best use of that. So there is a whole lot of data that is available. Okay, from an accountant's perspective, look, I mean, from a big data analytics perspective, if you just look at it as what big data can is, you can literally, for example, a healthcare organization or for a government organization, a health department of the government organization, if they have all the data of their population about which hospitals they are going, what vaccination, all these things that they're getting done. Okay, they can actually create some they can, because data is there, they can just do some population health overall. Like for example, what are the areas within a country, for example, is a particular area and then the population of that particular area has been exposed to a particular disease. Okay, they can run all sort of data analysis using all the data that is available there, provided the data is there. Okay, and then there can be an organization, for example, we are talking about DRAS. Okay, DRAS is capturing the data, their data that is being stored into their system, but the data that is available out there in the market as well. And then, for example, if they get the geolocations data as well, so I'm not sure if DRAS is doing that for now. For example, if I'm a DRAS user and I have the app installed in my mobile phone, okay, and then DRAS can just get my geolocation if I authorize them to access my geolocation. If DRAS if it's not like they will be individually monitoring me, but they can see if they're seeing that I'm actually spending like 15-20 minutes in a mobile market, it's more than likely that I'm going to enter I'll be buying a mobile phone. So they can analyze that they can get it's for them to make sure that I don't buy the mobile phone from the mobile market. Okay, they can just send me a direct message about the mobile deals that are available out there in the market. That's how organization, this is specific, for example, this is specific for DRAS, for example. Okay, so that's how organization can take the big data to their advantage and do all sort of analytics they want to do. Okay, and then we have touched these slides earlier as well. All the data within the organization is there. We just need to look at their data from an intelligence perspective. We need to see what our specific needs are, create some specific insight, and intelligent insights, and then see what actions needs to be taken. Now we just will jump into data analytics that are relevant to the finance professionals. Okay, and then it's mainly about dashboards, the data they have been capturing in their organization. Okay, I will be touching two industry: financial services, the banking industry, healthcare industry, and then various finance function, human resource, and the sales marketing function. Okay, so all the data that is there in the market, we can get some access to some Power BI from BI tools. Someone has asked. It can be ClickView, it can be, I think, Object Synergy from Oracle, it can be Microsoft Power BI. All the data is there into our business. You can look at the dashboard. This is a financial industry dashboard that is actually relating to one of the banks. Okay, and in these dashboards, these being extracted from Microsoft Power BI solution side. So, and I'll be sharing some links and that you can later on go on, and then you can check on these dashboard as well. Originally it's an interactive dashboard. You can click on 2014 maybe, and then see what you can just see 2014 data. So since the data is all there, we are using the BI tool to just analyze the data, and then using these dashboards, we are actually showing it to the decision maker and to the actual user. Okay, so you can see that, for example, the bank is working, but this particular tool is giving them overall revenue generation by industry. They can see that the bank is making money out of healthcare, manufacturing, consumer, food, and technology business, different. Okay, they are giving loan. Okay, so they need to know that what sort of loan facilities they are loaning against. They can be refinance facility and all. And then there are certain deals that they are working on. They can see the win opportunities, the actual revenue by territory. Okay, and then there are different opportunities the banks are working on. They can see that in terms of different segment, what is the value of the deals, the loan deals that they are working on. So since data is already there in the market, people at the top, people at different levels in the organization needs to have different sort of data analytics. Okay, so for each specific user, we can come up with data analytics specific to their needs. Okay, we can quickly jump into the healthcare industry. Okay, healthcare industry patient data is key. Okay, So for example, this is one of the dashboards only. So for example, they can see that, okay, there are about 27,000 patients. So this particular data analytics telling us that we about 27,000 patients that are registered with an organization. Our cost to this patient for a given year, for a given period, is 33 million. And then out of these 27, total patients, okay, the patient or total number of radiological order like X-rays and CT scan being done is 14,000. That the organization needs to know, because that's one of the revenue stream of a hospital. And then they want to see what is the laboratory revenue, and then how many laboratory orders are going. They can just quickly see. Okay, they can just quickly see that how many laboratory orders are going, what are the tests there are. For example, if you see in count of patient per lab test, okay, they can say CBC, they have 5,600 tests. This is the main revenue stream from the revenue. This is the main count, and the revenue stream should be higher as well in that. And they have month-on-month patients. All sort of analysis is there in the system. We have already seen that the organization are using business solutions, capturing all the data, smoothing their operations, and then at the end they can just run all sort of analytics to improve using the same data they have just captured and they have accumulated over the period. Okay, so average treatment cost by age group. Okay, typically this is one of the KPI, and this is what our organization wants to see, that for people with a lower age, the cost of treatment is relatively lower. People as they're ranging between 50 to 70, it's mostly on the top. Okay, so you might have heard about this. You must have learned about the balance scorecard. Okay, different the way the organization look at their performance and the KPIs. All these KPIs organization need to look at how they are performing, and again different metrics that they have identified. Okay, so all the data they have stored into their solutions, okay, they can use that particular data and then just analyze how they're actually performing against each of the KPIs they have actually identified for themselves. So I've just moved into the next finance function dashboard. Typically the finance function, you needs to see about overall profit and loss dashboards, okay, the net profitability, the cash management related stuff, okay, overall financial performance, different ratios. We have all heard about ratio, but it's literally, life is becoming easier. These ratios that we have calculated in past, people used to calculate it maybe at a month end, or maybe on a quarterly, half-yearly basis using some Excel data, and then keeping it on their ringer. But in these days, if the business solution is capturing all the data, organization just need a BI solution, and then they can really, it's real-time data. They are seeing what is their current working capital ratio is, what is their liquidity ratio, and different assets, liabilities. And then from an accountant perspective, I think you guys can all literally correlate whole of the effort that an accounting and the finance team do. Okay, then how is actually I mean, there are other operations, business, sales and marketing, all these functions are involved, but when it comes to like showing the financial performance, it's mainly the finance function responsibility. And then you can see all the ratios that we study. It's how is it actually reflecting in the real life. Okay, so the next one is the human resource function data analytics. So since again the data is already there, we can just run all sort of data analytics. For example, in terms of termination or people leaving the organization, we can see that, for example, in a given period there are about 52 terminations. Okay, and then reasons for those terminations, departments as well. We can, for example, we can so from analytics, because you know when I said about actionable insights, okay, we can take a next step from the data analytics. So this is the analytics that we have seen. We can just build some automation around that. So for example, the production department has the highest. Okay, there can be a meeting set with the production head, okay, with a complete details. Okay, and then the HR manager and then the company CEO maybe can sit with the production department head and see why is this happening, that the terminations are higher. Okay, and then things like that we can just cater using these data analytics. Again, sales and marketing function. you can again see that overall how many prospects they are converting into a real customer. For example, an organization sales team may be meeting, I think organization sales team may be meeting. I think we will need another 10 minutes to close off. Okay, if you guys can stay, it will be great. Otherwise, the presentation, I think video recording will be available to you guys. Sales and marketing function, all sort of data is already available in the system, like prospects, how many prospects are converting into customer. Okay, overall budget targets that have been set, what is their achievement on that. Okay, and then the opportunities that we are working on at any given point. Okay, all these data can be shown. Okay, and then this is just when we talked about this collaboration tool, Microsoft Office, for example. Okay, so this is like it's a real example I've just extracted from my own cell. All the time that we work on our Office Outlook, doing emails, receiving emails, reading them, and then we spend times on Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint file, we save them, we edit them, doing all these things. Okay, but there are organizations that are actually focused on an employee's well-being. Okay, so because all of the activity that all of the activities that we are doing are being captured in the system. The system is actually capturing, my software solutions are capturing how many hours and minutes I've spent on my emails, what times I'm spending on meetings with which of my colleagues. So you can see that, for example, and that actually reflects that I actually, for example, in a particular week, someone get 74% time to focus on his work, while 26% time he was collaborating in a way that he was on meetings with the people. Okay, and 74% of the time he was actually working on his own files. Okay, organization do have their timesheet reporting and all, but that timesheet reporting does not give us this sort of analytics. Okay, and but the data is already there in the system, we are just doing analytics using the data is available. We can identify the people which for example I collaborate with. There are active 87 people within my organization which I collaborate with regularly. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and then there are other features as well, because how many hours I spend out of my time zone. For example, in a multinational environment where we have office, where people have office in different locations, they are supposed to just work on their time zone, not on others' time zone, but they usually get emails on other time zones as well. For example, at night 2 a.m. do I reply? Am I supposed to be active during them? Do I reply to these emails? All these can happen, and my HR can come back to me anytime and say that we are seeing that you are replying to emails at 2 a.m., which is not good for you and it's not good for the organization as well. And that's it. Thank you for your time today. Okay, I'll just check if we have any questions out there. I'll try to answer it here. Yep. I think we are pretty much done. Please share your handouts, Omer. Yes, definitely we will have handouts. And then I've shown some videos. It's generally public available videos. Okay, so I'll just share the links of that as well. Some dashboard that I have seen to show you. I've shown you a static dashboard. In reality, these are dynamic. You can just go and click on different areas and all. You can see how the dashboards will change. Ghalib, how the balance code can be linked to data analytics. Yeah, it's literally a it's very pertinent and very relevant question. I like this. And this, basically a balanced scorecard. We're focusing on how the resources of the organizations are being used, focusing on the customers, the processes, and the final financials. Okay, and then we actually need to see that all these and then there are KPIs set that how effectively an organization is using their resources. That's all organization needs to manage. How happy the organization is keeping their customers. Okay, how effectively there are processes that are involved, there are lead time to response and all. Okay, how good are their processes at? Because if an organization is using software solution, business solutions to run their operation, all this data is going on to the system. I've shown you different analytics using cloud technology and mobile and this data analytics, that since all data is there, we have actually shown you that you can actually gauge your performance against these different balance scorecard item, that how well the organization is doing against each of these items. Thank you. Almas, do you have any questions? I think I am 6 minutes over the night.
So if there are no questions, I think we can conclude today's session. And with that, if you have any last words of wisdom for the students, because I've learned that there are ACCA affiliates, there are ACCA members as well who have joined us, and not only from Pakistan but from outside Pakistan as well. So any words of wisdom from your end for their professional development you'd like to share?
I mean, I've been in the industry from last about 15-18 years, okay, and I've been with an IT company from last 12 years. I have been in the finance department. I have spent more than finance. I've spent most of the time in different geographies working for my organization in business expansion, product expansion, and all. Just to share, like the place where these affiliates and these students are is they actually have a very unique opportunity. Okay, unique opportunity to just take their career right from here to any point they want to. Okay, because I think this is a 3 years course. The syllabus that they have gone through, the overall knowledge that they have gained, it's actually unique. They have a complete understanding of how the businesses are run. I've talked about business solution, but they actually know how process manufacturing happens. They don't know how to manufacture something, but overall how process manufacturing happen. For example, like what sort of how raw materials are procured and all these stuff. Okay, so now they need to actually arrive themselves to the technologies. So they have a complete index of how an organization run. Okay, so now they need to map their knowledge with ERP solutions or with the software solutions or with the technology to see how exactly is being done in the technology. And then the quickly you go through that path, the more successful you will be. You will yourself see, because I've shown bank reconciliation. Okay, there are account receivable reconciliation as well. If you quickly just pass through the technology gap, you can, in your organization, it's your choice, because if you're joining in the account receivable department, it's your choice either to spend like your next 3 months doing and next 6 months doing bank reconciliation, receivable reconciliation online, rather manually, or just submit some request to your higher ups and show them how effectively it can be done using some RPA, so that the robots will be doing that. You will be moved to some better tasks. Okay, so that's, you just need to make sure, the guys need to make sure that they are fully up into the technology. If you guys have any questions relating anything, if you need any career counseling or any mentoring, you can just reach out to me on LinkedIn. I am actually a bit slow on replying, but definitely whenever you reply, in a matter of 2-3 days, I'll definitely get in touch with you guys. It was very exciting to have you guys all here. Okay, I can see there's a very good attendance there. I was actually planning to do some analytics on people attending. I know that people have attended from Middle East, from Africa, from Pakistan, different cities in Pakistan as well. So thanks all for your attendance. Okay, it was happy delivering this session with you guys, and I think see you soon. Thank you. Just last note. So this webinar and then all these documents that I have shared will be shared by the ACCA. Okay, I think maybe some links can be sent on Facebook or maybe on your email, so you'll definitely get it very soon, as soon as it's all finalized. Okay, thank you all. Thanks. Bye. Take care.